Oh, the host has to do it. I'm no longer the host. There we go. We're recording now.
All right. So good evening, everybody. It is May the 6th, and this is our Zoom call for our team captain meeting. Excited that everybody's here and want to just give y'all some information about what's going on. But first, Phyllis, could you lead us in a word of prayer? I know there's lots going on, and I think we need some divine guidance, I guess, and intervention and everything else.
Okay. Can y'all hear me pretty good?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight, and we ask for your guidance and your discernment as we plan our relay for this year. And Lord, for the people who are suffering with cancer, Lord, we ask a special blessing upon them and upon their treatments as they go. For them, Lord, we pray that they are helping them to survive and to live a normal life, as normal as it can be. And Lord, for all of us, I ask a special blessing upon our families who give of their time as well as ours when we celebrate, and the survivors that are in our families, in our own families. Lord, we just ask that you give us guidance and bless us all, Lord. In thy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I looked at a couple things. I always like to give that where we stand as we lead into our meeting. So I just checked the money, and it was at $9,120.91. From the last team captain call, we were at $8,883.98. So we have come up a little bit, about $1,100-ish, maybe not quite $1,100. So we have had some money raised since our last call. We're still at 21 teams, so we're still flat on that. Our goal hasn't changed. It's still $135,000, so that's our goal. And we have 71 days to relay, and that would be July the 16th, 2021. 5 to midnight, as long as everything kind of keeps going. And of course, the governor is allowing more things, so that's very helpful and can look very promising at this time, that hopefully we'll get that in-person event. It will be at the football field, Smithfield Selma, and the theme cruising for or towards a cure. So those are the basic details right there. And then John, I know you have some updates probably from ACS, so and some other things you wanted to talk about. So I'm going to let you go into that, and then we'll continue with some other things.
Awesome. So Jamie, are you still with us? Because we wanted to try to do one fun thing to get folks engaged.
Did we lose her again?
All right, guys. Nope, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, Beth. I asked Jamie when I didn't think you were going to be here right away.
That's fine. It's no big deal.
I mean, so sometimes I can see your face, Jamie, and sometimes I can't. So that's why.
Well, if you go up to view and hit gallery, you'll get everybody.
Oh, okay. Oh, not just the speaker. I got you. I got it now. Welcome, Kara.
Okay. So what I want to know is, you can type it in the chat. What is the food you're looking most forward to at Relay?
Oh.
I'm on my way back to the corner. I want strawberry shortcake.
Okay, I heard strawberry shortcake. Ooh, yep, me too.
Jerk
Homemade ice
tacos.
cream. Homemade ice cream.
Homemade ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
I cannot wait. But those jerk tacos, I just can't pass them up. Samantha.
Hopefully Sam and her husband are gonna bring those right along.
They will be there because we're representing Jamaica anyway for our cruise stop.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be living there.
your tacos, not last year, but the year before, Samantha. Yeah, that was, it must stop for me when I come visit Relays. They were so good. Oh,
They were awesome. They were off the chain, that's for sure.
And I'll tell you that homemade ice cream, I always have to have at least 2 different flavors.
Mm-hmm. Yep. As a matter of fact, I talked with well, I'm gonna have a conversation with Julie tomorrow. She's been pretty busy with tax season and with it being extended. So she reached out to me today. So I'm calling her tomorrow. So
All right. But that's what I wanted to do, our little icebreaker tonight, to find out, because I'm all about the food. I'm a foodie.
yeah. Me
Yeah.
too. Me too.
On with the show, John.
well, thank you, Jamie, for filling in really quickly there. I was like, oh, we got to do something fun. But yeah, just so the fun thing about that is like, think about Relay food, and we want Relay to be a big success. We hope we're going to be able to have like large amount of people all together around the track. Fingers crossed we get good news from the governor on June 1st. But thinking about the Relay food also helps segue into inviting folks to come join us, right? Because those are the things you're going to talk about. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, come out June 16th, join us at Relay. There's going to be absolute, incredible food, homemade ice cream, tacos, we got strawberry shortcake or whatever else we got going on. That's the things that like can get people excited to be like, oh yeah, let me come out. Because one of the things I always tell people from just inviting your friends and neighbors is really just tell people like, hey, come out, and if the only thing you do is get dinner at Relay, you are going to help us find a cure for cancer. You're doing that one simple thing, and then maybe you'll buy a luminary bag, or maybe you'll do something else, or maybe next year they'll start a team. But we've got to have something to get them engaged first with Relay. And for a lot of us, sometimes it is just that Relay food is one of my favorite things, and it's one of most people's favorite things, right? So invite your friends and neighbors and all those people that have been cooped up and haven't gotten out with COVID, and hopefully we can all be together at the high school on the 16th and without too many restrictions. We'll definitely do it as safely as we can, of course, but we're hoping to have a good crowd out there. So on that news, had some exciting stuff happening in kind of the larger ACS world. So I wanted to share my screen. So let me just click a link into the chat real quick because it's hard. I won't be able to see the chat once I share my screen. And I hope I've talked about Relay Connect, which is our great resource for any relayer out there, from our leadership teams to our team captains to our participants to survivors, whoever it may be. It's absolutely incredible place to go to get up-to-date information, to find that fundraising resource, or even just to connect with someone and ask them like, hey, how is your fundraising going? Or what's your idea that can maybe help someone else? So you can get connected with relayers across the country, all through Relay Connect and through our Facebook page there. But let me share my screen real quick, and I just wanted to share a few things with you all. Let's see if this works. Okay, so can you all, oh, now I've got like so many windows open, right? Okay, I'm gonna get back to where I want to be. Here we go. Okay, so coming up, and I'm gonna move this so I can see everything. Okay, so y'all can see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I can't see you now. So any point here when I'm talking, if you have a question I won't know, just interrupt me. Totally good with that, okay?
Okay.
All right. So normally this time of year would be really the beginning of relay season. A lot of our college events would have just happened in late April, and a lot of our community events would be happening in May. So what we've done nationally is put together a national relay weekend for 2021. And that is going to be May 14th and 15th. So that's literally not this weekend, but next weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is to kind of help us build the excitement for relay, because realize that some events are going to do this as their virtual relay, where we pushed our date back to July so we can be in person. And even some other events are even doing like fall. But we needed a way to like get folks excited, because as you saw, like from what Beth had shared, like we've raised, you know, we raised some money over the last month, which is awesome, but we haven't had any new teams sign up. And we know that the biggest success indicators of relay is how many teams do we have signed up, how many participants do we have signed up, and how many folks have actually raised money yet so far, right? So as a part of that, we really want to build the excitement and have something to engage our, you know, our relayers who haven't kind of been around in a, you know, almost a year now with this. So National Relay Weekend is going to be May 14th through 15th. There's going to be super fun things happening, all virtually, starting Friday night. Someone can help me. Central Standard Time is 1 hour behind us. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
So that means it'll start for us at 9 p.m. on Friday, the 14th. That'll be the opening ceremony. So there'll be some fun stuff happening in there. Then they'll have some late night Zumba, and they're building out more things as we go. But it is, the idea is for it to be a kind of a 24-hour event, like a traditional relay would have been, even though we don't obviously expect people to be on like a Zoom call for that amount of time, right? So this is why we want to share the schedule. It'll get updated as we move forward on this page. And that's why I put the link in our chat, because I would love for you all to check that out. And the link is also on the event website. There's a newsfeed post about National Relay Weekend, so you can always get to it from there too. But just to share like what's happening, the survivor ceremony is going to happen at 11 a.m. for us on Saturday morning. And then some other key ones like the luminary ceremony would be 7 p.m. for us on Saturday and closing at 9 p.m. So lots of fun things happening there. And hope you all can get involved, and then definitely invite those folks. Like think about your team. Maybe your team will like say, hey, you know what, let's all join in and attend the opening ceremony or the luminary ceremony or something like that. That can be a good way to get your team engaged. Like maybe you're the only person signed up so far for relay and your team hasn't signed up yet. So you can go ahead and get them all registered and maybe attend one of these key events as that weekend happens. So another component of that is a kind of the spirit week leading up to that. So we always about like excitement, right? Like think about relay and all the fun things at the event and the crazy stuff you see, you know, people wearing purple colored hair and all these other things, and just a lot of fun, right? So Monday, we're kind of doing like a motivational Monday. So encouraging folks to raise $24. Tuesday, be like, wear your favorite relay shirt wherever you go. Wednesday is kind of like why I relay, that hashtag why I relay. So share on your social channels, like, why do you relay? Who are you walking for? And then on Thursday, kind of that throwback Thursday, if you've seen that hashtag before on social media, like share a favorite relay memory, maybe that awesome photo that you love from, you know, relay 20 years ago, or even, you know, 2 years ago or whatever. And then really for Friday, that's the festive Friday as we lead into that national event happening. So all those details are down here on this page. And then the other thing that we're doing with that is going to be doing a Facebook fundraising challenge. And that is going to happen from Friday, May 14th through Tuesday, May 18th. All right. So what we're encouraging folks to do is, obviously, if you're not registered for Relay, go ahead and get registered now. Connect your Facebook fundraiser through your Relay website. And if you guys want, kind of near the end of the call, I can show you guys kind of how to do that as well. If there's questions on that one, I'll show you how to do that. And then we're encouraging folks to raise, you know, try to raise $100 between the 14th and the 18th. Sorry, my daughter is like behind me. Oh, it's just like really hard to focus. Okay. Go get your homework done, okay? Come on. Okay, I'm in the meeting. Go homework. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Just like
Just a
that's why
moment.
she's here.
I have a question.
Yes,
This
good
is
timing.
Phyllis.
Good timing,
How do
Phyllis.
we get our money from Facebook? Because I've tried to do some fundraising from them in the past and did not know how to get my money.
Okay, so good question. And that's why I was going to say I can show you all how to connect your Facebook fundraiser. Because if you start the Facebook fundraiser through your Relay dashboard, so when you sign into our Relay for Life website and you enter your username and your password, and then you show up into like your version of the website, on your dashboard, there's going to be a little button that will connect. It'll say connect to Facebook fundraiser, and that's how you have to set it up. If you set it up that way, as people donate through Facebook, it automatically goes right into your Relay page. And that's the key. If you were to say just be on Facebook one day and you're like, oh, I want to start my birthday fundraiser for the American Cancer Society, that's great. The money still helps us, but it won't get connected back to Relay.
Okay.
So I can definitely I can log in and show you all that here in a little bit. I just didn't want to.
Okay, that's fine. That was just, I've tried to do it in the past for other groups through my Facebook page, and I've never gotten the funds. That's why I was wondering how that part worked.
Yeah, and it has to be connected through your Relay dashboard. So you start at the dashboard, and then that will link in through Facebook.
Okay.
Yep. And you can also do it through the ACS fundraising app if you have a smartphone like an iPhone or Android. That's the other one I was thinking of. Through the app, you can actually connect it there too.
Okay.
But yeah, okay. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay. And so the reason my daughter came in was because the cat came in and crawled under my legs. So she was following the cat. Anyway, yeah, that's the crazy thing about working from home, right? Okay, so back to what I was saying with the Facebook fundraiser. So we're encouraging everyone to try to set up register first, set up your Facebook fundraiser through your Relay site, and then, shoot for that target of trying to raise $100 between the 14th and 18th. And the way I look at that is that could be, 10 people that are willing to give $10 or something like that, or 20 people willing to give $5 or whatever it may be. It's definitely doable, which is pretty exciting to see what we can do through this. And then the top folks, the top 10 individuals across the country who raise the most money during that challenge will be able to win an Apple Watch. So I don't know if any of you are interested in an Apple Watch, but that's a fun prize that we've got for those folks that really want to make this an incredible fundraiser. And then on here on the same page is all these graphics that you can use on social media, things like that. And this one right here that I want to pull up real quick is really fun. It's basically Facebook Fundraising Challenge Bingo. So just, think about bingo. You're trying to get bingo, right? So what squares can you fill to try to do that? So definitely would encourage you all. And this is something you could share. Like this is formatted more for like Instagram, but you of course could still share it on Facebook and things like that. And the idea would be to like tag someone in your bingo card of saying, hey, like, tag these 3 people and ask them to support you. And that could be a dollar ask or just, hey, we just would love to have your support, So definitely would encourage you all to use the resources that we've put together for you all, because it's pretty exciting what we have available. Okay, any questions there? Okay, now, so this is really fun and this just happened. So wanted to share this with you all. So what we've done locally, and this is something that we're doing just in our section of North Carolina. So not all of the events will be doing this, but ours will. So mainly like for you guys, I work with obviously you all in Johnston County, and then the big triangle event, which was like 4 events that all combined into one. So we're going to be doing this challenge kind of going along a little bit longer time frame than the Facebook fundraising challenge as a part of National Relay Weekend. what we really wanted to, we know we're behind on registrations. Like we don't have as many people or as many teams registered as we normally would when we think about how close we are to the event. So we're in May, event is July. So we're literally, if someone was on the website, they could tell me the exact days, but we're probably close to like 70 something days away from the event.
71 days.
There you go.
71.
Thank you, Beth.
Uh-huh.
So 71 days from the event, normally we would have the vast majority of our folks register at this point. We'd have all of our teams mostly engaged already. Our sponsorships would already be in and secured and kind of done because we'd be printing our shirts and all those kinds of things. So we know, obviously folks love t-shirts. We love relay shirts. We all have a zillion of them, but we always looking for another one, right? So what we've done locally is encourage you all to raise, register first. If you're not registered, get registered, and then raise $75 between May 10th and May 18th. So there's going to be some emails that are going to be going out about this challenge. So you'll get more details in there, but this is pretty much the gist of it right here. Between the 10th and the 18th, you can raise that money any way you want. It doesn't have to be just through Facebook. Facebook's a great way. But say you've got someone that usually buys Luminaria bags from you. You can send them to your website, your relay site, and they can purchase the Luminary bags on the website to help you get to that $75. And then anyone who can raise that between May 10th and 18th is going to get this really cool Hope is Greater Than the Pandemic shirt, which I think you all will love.
That's a great looking shirt. Who would not want to have that shirt? That's pretty cool.
Love it. Very excited for it. And the one thing I will say now, we will take sometimes we just do these challenges and we say it has to be online dollars because honestly, that's just super easy for us to track. I'm fine if we do offline dollars too, which is like you get someone that gives you a check and they write the check to the American Cancer Society, they hand it to you. I would definitely encourage you to process any funds you get through the Relay app because that's the quickest way to get it on your Relay page by the deadline of midnight on the 18th. If you were to perhaps mail a check in to our Charlotte office to get processed, you'd have to get that in the mail much sooner than the 18th because it needs the time to get to Charlotte. And then Charlotte folks are only checking the mail once or twice a week. And I don't know exact which days they're going to be there. So I'd hate for you to miss out because you sent in a check for, say someone donated $75 and that would qualify you. You mailed that check off and we just didn't get it processed. They didn't tell me it was there, so I didn't know. And I didn't get it posted by the deadline on the 18th. So if you've got a check or anything like that and you don't know how to use the app, you can call me, talk to anyone on our leadership team. If you're able to even, say you don't have a smartphone, that's fine. Like get it to someone who does and they can process it on their app and we can credit it back to you and to your team. So any questions there? No? Okay. Well, I hope that will be exciting for you all to have those kind of opportunities. And I really hope you can build this into like your team plans of getting your teams excited. Because I know a lot of you are registered or, obviously those on the call, most likely registered. If you're listening to this recording, maybe not. But the first thing would be, this has helped you get your team members registered because you may have a team of usually 10, maybe 20 people. And maybe they're just kind of slow in registering and you just need a little extra push to get them going. And maybe that t-shirt challenge will be the thing. You're like, hey, this shirt's really cool. Those images are going to be up on our Facebook page. I'll include it in a recap email at the end of our call so that you can just text that to someone, be like, hey, y'all want this shirt? Need you to get registered on the team. We've been asking you for a month now and you haven't got registered. So go ahead and get registered and then raise that $75. And then with the Facebook fundraising challenge built into that, like you can do that straight through Facebook or you can do that in any other way you want. All right, so that's, so any questions and I can, at the end of the call, I don't want to take up all the time with it, but when we finish the call, if you're still interested, like I'll take you through and show you how to connect a Facebook fundraiser, okay? So back to you, Beth.
Does anybody have any fundraisers coming up here so that we can start getting those onto social media so that we can advertise for y'all. Just know.
No, we do, Westside Cancer Fighters, we have a, fishing tournament in June. It's Father's Day weekend. We'll have everything to go live with that for registration and everything, by Monday. And we are selling raffle tickets for a Blackstone grill, a 36-inch Blackstone grill. And those will be printed and ready to be start selling this weekend. The fishing tournament is on June 19th.
Okay. Well, I might have to upgrade to a 36 because I'm enjoying my 22 grill.
Yeah, it's a 36 and it has the metal top that goes on it. It was actually donated to our team
Awesome.
from Lowe's in Irwin. Lowe's
That's
Home
great.
Improvement donated it. So don't be scared to ask for stuff because some people will give. They'll donate. They did us good. They donated a $400 grill.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome. Great job,
Are you
Amy.
going to generate your own event? I know you're good at that, or do you want me to do that for you?
No, we're going to generate it because we have to add a link to have it for them to be able to go on and pay the registration for the fishing tournament.
Well, I figured you probably would. I just wanted to
Yeah.
double check.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were just trying to get all of our prizes and everything straightened out and then kind of watching for the mandate because the way it was, it kind of depended on how many teams we could accept and if we could have teams plus spectators. So we were just kind of waiting on that. So now we know that, you know, we're good to just go ahead and have as many teams as we had planned.
Great. Is it
Yep.
going to be at the pond?
Well, it'll be out at the pond, and it's on that Saturday, and it's all before lunch. And we still working out a few little details, but like I said, we should have everything ready to go live with it sometime this weekend.
Awesome. Great. It's I'm glad that that's worked out so that that y'all can do that because I know that was going to be one of y'all's fundraisers last year. So that's awesome.
Yep.
So cool. Anybody else have one coming up? I know that Marilyn has been asking me because she's I don't know if they're going to be able to reschedule their party of tables just yet because of they're kind of the same way, waiting on mandates to see how things are going, and they're not quite all back at the church yet. I don't think so. But I know she's doing some bake sales and different things like that at the church. So that's some things that they're working on. And then Kara, I know you guys are having your relay recess on the 14th of this month.
Yeah, if I can get those bags, Beth.
Well, here, John's your link right there. He's gonna hook you up.
Yeah. So it's not, but it starts. We're gonna do our survivor walk at 9:30 that morning, and so all the bags should be out at that time. We might have to put some in our school, but the majority of them will be out because we do have virtual students, so we wanted to give them a chance to drive through. So if anybody wants to drive through our parking lot at McGee's Elementary, they'll be set up. You can get out and walk, and it's all the kids are making bags, and then we'll have them set up.
So, Kara, on the bag,
yes.
I can go to the office tomorrow, and I can ship them to you. I have to ship it usually via UPS. Can you send me an email with the address you want them sent to and how many bags you need and if you need labels or not?
Yeah. When do you think you'll get those bags? Because we're doing it the 14th.
I'm going to send them to you tomorrow via UPS.
Okay.
You should have them by Monday.
Okay, I just want to make sure my daughter is graduating college on Tuesday, so I do have to go to App State. So I just want to make sure I can kind of tell somebody when they would be there so they can get them dispersed that day.
Yeah, UPS is usually pretty quick when it's this local. I mean, you could have it sooner than Monday, but if I send it, I'll try to send it tomorrow.
Okay, well, I'll just give you my address and that'll work.
Okay, yeah, so just email it to me. You got my email, right?
Yep, I do.
Okay, and then just tell me how many bags and then if you want labels or not.
Okay, and Beth, I mean, Joy said she had 200 bags. Do you want me to use those or just give him the full amount of bags we need?
I'll just give you the full amount, Kara, because that way, like anything Joy's got, we'll use for the 16th for relay.
Okay. I will say it's about 800. Is that okay?
Yeah, I think they come in boxes of, I think they come in boxes of 500.
Okay.
I'll probably send you 1,000. I'll probably send you
Okay.
2 boxes.
Well, I'll just put those for years to come. We can use them next year.
Yeah, you can bring them out to relay too. That works.
Okay. I will do it. Thank you so much. I'll send you that email address or that mailing address.
That works.
Awesome. I'm gonna make sure I'm usually sometimes off on Fridays. Maybe I will be able to get out there. So, anybody else? I wasn't sure if I would hear from the school today, but I did contact the school. John asked me, or had told me that at the last ELT meeting that I missed, that y'all were talking about possibly wanting to have in-person meeting for the team captain meeting in June. He did say that they were not allowing at the moment outside groups in, but he said he kind of said the same thing. He has to wait till see what happens on June 1st to see what the governor has to say. But he said, I want to support y'all the best that I can. So we could, he would make an exception. He did say we could use the parking lot and the football field. If we wanted to use the stadium, we could probably do that because we would be outside. We could possibly use the cafeteria or the auditorium because they're larger than the media center. And so we could spread out. We would have to wear a mask inside, more than likely as well. So he said just to touch base with him. If I could kind of get an idea, maybe we could do I could set this up, do a survey on Facebook to see who would come. If we could kind of give him a ballpark number, then he would be able to help us a little more. But he does want to support us and being able to get a meeting there and in person. But like I said, we could do outside in the parking lot because they didn't have any trouble with us doing that Luminaria ceremony like that, or when we did the drive-through, or on the football field. So it's not a hard no. So I think that's encouraging.
Yeah, and I'd be curious to see, like, for the folks on this call, like, I think regardless if we're in person, we would still want to have a Zoom component. So those folks that, hey, you know what, like, I know I don't want to come out, that's totally fine. Like, we don't want to miss you. Like, we'll still have the call and record it just like usual. But the difference would be, like, would you be interested in, if we could, would you want to come out in person? Because we can definitely plan that, I think, and say, hey,
Yes.
We're either going to be in the parking lot or in the building come June, but we'll also, like, as long as I have internet access, we can still have the Zoom. I can still get that going on my phone for everyone too.
Yeah.
So
If you look at the bottom of your screen, you can click the little smiley face and put a thumbs up.
The reactions down there. I'm going to give you a thumbs up. So that looks like 4. We got 5.
6, because I can't find my thumbs up.
7. Okay, that's pretty good. So the majority of the folks on this call would rather be in person. Okay,
I
so
think that's going to help with the motivation too.
Mhm.
I have to admit, I have not been quite as motivated as I would be if I knew I was seeing people in person. And
I
that
have
has
a
to
big-
change.
Beth, I can offer up, I have a big side yard if everybody just wants to come with their camp chairs and do a meeting that way. I'm more than happy to host at my house.
Okay. All right.
yeah, I think it'd be good to, have everyone come together as much as we can. And, hey, if
Mhm.
you need, that's like one of those, hey, if you got luminary bags, like you want to go sell to your neighborhood, like, hey, I'll bring bags out and, take 10, 15 and, right there,
Mhm.
if you sold them each for $10, that's $150 you're going to raise right from there.
Well, I'm sure Jamie would like us to sell some of those lanterns she's got stored in her room too.
Yeah, that nice big box over there in the spare bedroom. Yeah.
Yeah.
But fortunately, the kids are out, so it just takes up space. So it's
Yeah.
not the way.
That was going to be one of my questions. We are selling lanterns and all that this year.
Yes.
Torches.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had somebody give me $100 bill for a luminary bag, and I was like, wait a minute. I think on the website we can do the torch or the.
Yes.
Or
Okay.
2 lanterns.
Yeah.
I was going to let her pick out something tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would get her 2 lanterns.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
She
did
just lost her dad about 3 weeks ago.
Wow, that's tough.
So
Yeah, I was gonna say I did just get if you've gone to the website recently in this week, you would have seen like the new Luminaria store finally got updated, so it does have lanterns and torches in there. I can't guarantee the picture of the lanterns matches exactly what Jamie's got, but that was a generic photo of a lantern, so that's what we use.
Right. Did we decide on the 3 for $25?
I think so. I think it's on there.
I think
I'm
we
gonna check
did,
now.
right? Yeah.
Give me
So
one
they
second.
could do 3 luminarias also for $25 versus 30. So 3 for 25.
Yep. Let me just double check. I'm going to the store right now. Yep. So white bags, $10, 1 for 10, 3 for 25, lantern for 50. Torch should actually be 100, but you know what? It says 50 on there.
Yeah, torch should be 100.
They messed that up. Okay.
torch says 50. That was another question I asked. The torch says 50 on the website.
Yeah, that's a mistake. I'll get it fixed. It's supposed to be
Okay.
100. Sorry about that. We'll work on that one.
All right. Is there any questions or concerns? We're getting close to the 8 o'clock hour, so I don't want to keep y'all a whole lot longer. That y'all might have, or anything that you just want to talk about briefly to see where we're at and what we need to do, and what can we do to encourage teams to register and participants to get registered and start raising money.
Could remind people that even though a lot of people are still dealing with COVID throughout the country, there's lots of people still dealing with cancer. People still dying of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
People are newly diagnosed with cancer. It hasn't gone away just because we've been dealing with COVID. I've had several friends who have lost their spouses recently, and a couple friends lost their dogs to cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Lily was just diagnosed with her cancer.
Right.
So we need to continue to remember those people that they've fought for it, they've dealt with it, and now they're dealing with it again. It's just, it hasn't gone away, and people need to be reminded of that.
That's true. My brother's has he's got 3 new spots, and so they've changed his medication and put him in a clinical trial that I feel pretty sure came because of our fundraising. that is chemo and a radium shot I think it's like every 3 weeks or every 6 weeks, something like that. And he gets chemo every 3. So, but yeah, I have another friend that was diagnosed with ovarian cancer last month, and I took over, well, it's been about 2 months ago, and I took over her BSF discussion group so that she could concentrate on getting herself well. They're doing chemo to shrink the tumors, but it's rapid, it's everywhere. And a lot of the treatments got put off because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And got changed to make the vaccines. But
Yeah.
just remember, if you take a vaccine and you've not had your mammogram, please tell them that you've had the vaccine, because it will change the way your lymph nodes look,
Okay.
is what
That's
I've heard.
good to know.
Yep.
Yes, I went to the doctor and I was sent for another mammogram. I mean, I told the doctor that I had my second COVID shot, and I knew that was the problem, but they still sent me for another mammogram just to verify, because everything was so swollen.
Uh-huh.
I just chose to go to the doctor at the wrong time, I guess.
I think I've been holding off on my shot because I have the antibodies. I'm positive for them because I've had it. But my mammogram's not due until September. So I'm kind of holding off on the shot till after that, because there's such a history of it in my family. I'm just a little nervous about it all.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing what we do because of what's going on in the world right now, and what we select to go to the doctor for and have done because of what's going on. So
Yeah, and I will say that's a big push that the American Cancer Society is working on this year, is what we're calling our return to screening initiative. Is trying to encourage folks to get back to their cancer screenings, because we know with COVID there were just so many people that didn't get screened, and the reality is that means people are still going to get diagnosed with cancer. That just means they're going to be diagnosed at a later stage. So this is, even research done by our National Institute of Health that are saying, like, we're going to see a rise in cancer deaths over the next 10 years because of the pandemic and folks not getting screened. So it's definitely something that we can all do, as well as encourage our loved ones and our family and friends to, like, hey, did you delay a screening or anything like that? Like, you might, can you go ahead and try to schedule that, because it could save your life. Because we know when we can find cancer early, it's when it's more treatable, that's the best. And then
will it affect? Will they institute some questions or some things into the CP3 because of a pandemic being in the middle? Do you think they'll put some questions in there to see if people did delay, or what might have affected them? I mean, I don't know. My mind just thinks like that.
They might. And for those of you that don't know what Beth was referring to, that's the cancer prevention study. It's the third one that the American Cancer Society has conducted. And we recruited for that, years and years ago. And it's a long-term cancer study. We're following folks for many, many years over long term to try to understand more about the impact of, like, things that we do on a daily basis that can impact our risk of cancer and cancer journey and things like that. So that's definitely possible, Beth. I haven't heard anything on my end on that.
I just did my survey and they did ask some questions.
Oh, good. That's nice to know.
See?
Yeah.
Didn't even know you were enrolled, Samantha. You are amazing.
Enrolled in 2014 when I went to the state legislative day back in Sacramento.
Wow, that's awesome. So yeah, can I just ask you, just like overall experience with it? How's it been?
Basically we get like a survey almost like every 2 years. It takes about 45 minutes to go through. and they just want you to be, you know, total honest, multiple choice. Just ask you questions about your lifestyle. For this last one, they did ask how things were different due to COVID, and different things like that. But, you know, they just asked about your lifestyle, your nutrition, activity, and, you know, physical activity, stress level, different things like that.
Okay, that's awesome.
It's
Yeah,
kind of, it's nice to know that American Cancer Society's on the like the cutting edge of, you know, finding out how is COVID and how has this year really impacted the people in general, you know, that's in that study. That's
Yeah, because
really
they even
cool.
asked if we had given up attended any doctor visits due to COVID.
great. Yeah, and that's really at the end of the day, that really is life-saving information that once that's compiled and we get, you know, we can see kind of trends across the country, and that helps us with things like this where we're really pushing folks to return to screening because we know so many people didn't get their screenings. And that's definitely a message you all can share as you're asking folks to come back and support you and join us with Relay. Because the reality is that we know those folks are going to need us more than ever now. And it's really important that, you know, for those people that kind of stepped away from Relay, or those new people that may never have gone to Relay, like we, you know, that's the what they're going to allow us to do right now is going to be so important, because we need those treatments. We need that support, because as folks get back to screening, they're going to be detecting cancer, which means they're going to need someone to reach out to, and they're going to call the American Cancer Society. And maybe they're going to be that breast cancer patient that's going to need to talk to or want to talk to a breast cancer survivor through our Reach to Recovery program, and have that like one-on-one peer support from someone who's been through that journey. And those resources that you all help us provide people are just absolutely incredible. So definitely use that when you're out there talking to folks and encouraging them to get involved. And on that front too, I will say, like, we had a great leadership team meeting, and you all have some absolutely amazing folks helping plan this event. And we've kind of put together a plan to try to reach out and call as many folks as we can, to invite them back to Relay. But you all can be a big help on that. And if you're right here on the call, or if you're listening to this recording, think about that. Like, anyone who's participated on your Relay team from 2019 through, you know, now, try to reach out to them, because if we all make personal asks for folks to join us, better off that they actually will. Because if I call them from Raleigh and I'm like, hey, I'm John from the American Cancer Society, and I'm calling someone that was on your team back in 2019, and they're like, I don't know who John is, they're less likely to like, oh yeah, sure, I'll sign up for Relay and I'll join you. But if you know them, if they're part of your church or we're a part of your team, and you reach out personally, the more likely that they're going to say, yes, I can join you. And remember that even if folks don't want to come out with us on the 16th of July, and they're just saying, you know what, I'm going to be gone, it's family vacation, or I'm just not comfortable going out yet, hey, that's fine. You could still sign up for Relay. You can still help us participate, you know, sell luminaria, things like that, do a Facebook fundraiser, even if you can't come out. So just encourage folks that anything they can do, every dollar really does make a difference. You all heard the researcher that we played that little video last time we were on our April call, and just the impact that he's having, and how appreciative he is for the fundraising that you all do, because it allowed him to get funded by the American Cancer Society. So definitely encourage you all to reach out to as many people as you can. And we're working on some things from our side too, like Samantha was offering to help me get some postcards out to folks and things like that. So we'll work on it from our end. But if you all can make personal touches with the folks in your networks that have been on your team, in your neighborhoods, in your place of work, in your church, or wherever you are, you know, people we're never going to come to Relay if we don't ask them, right? Just like thinking about church, right? If you want someone to come to your church, well, if you've never asked them, don't be surprised they didn't show up on a Sunday, right? So you got to get out there and you got to ask. And it's not you know, if they say no, it's okay, it's fine, we'll move on, we'll ask the next person. But think about that, if we invited just, I mean, goodness, 1/4 of the people in Johnston County, right? If we could touch 1/4 of the people in the county, we would have one of the biggest relays in the whole state, right?
Right.
But So just think about that, and think about the people that you can invite. I don't care if it's the pharmacist or the person at the grocery store that you're talking to. Like, no one's someone we wouldn't want at Relay, right? Like, we want everyone there. So
Right.
definitely just, think about that, invite folks, share the website with them, encourage them to get signed up. And worst case scenario, the only thing they can do is come out and buy dinner, and they can get some of Samantha's awesome tacos, and we will appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Tacos and ice cream and the best strawberry shortcake in Johnston County. And
I love that strawberry shortcake.
yeah,
Love
she
that.
does have the best strawberry shortcake. And the best pork chop sandwiches late at night from Amy, if they do that this year. So.
All right. So yeah, I will hang out if anyone needs me to show them how to connect Facebook fundraiser. And then Samantha, I'll remind you, I wanted you to hang out so I can show you the potential postcards. But
Yep.
that's all I had. I don't know if you got anything else, Beth.
I don't, unless somebody needs something from me. My schedule has been just kind of crazy here. We've been down to one vehicle, and so getting up at dark 30 to get John where he has to go, and then coming back late at night or by 7 most nights. It's been kind of a crazy couple of weeks. So I've kind of vegetated after when I get home. So but if you need me for anything, just don't hesitate to call or ask. I will get back to you. I might not get back to you that day, but it might be the next day, but I will get back to you. So just wanting to get excited and everybody get excited about the season.
When was the Relay Connect? I know you said next Friday, but that time, what was that time?
So you're
For the
so the
open meetings?
relay.
I mean, no, I'm sorry, for the school. I'm sorry, for Kira.
Well, it'll be hopefully, depending on weather. I mean, we got to watch the weather, but hopefully it'll be set up around by 9 o'clock, because the survivor, all the survivors will be out and they'll do a lap, and then it's going to be set up until 4:30, 5 o'clock, because we have a lot of virtual students, so we want to make sure they're able to drive through or come walk through, and parents, because we can't have parents on campus. So they're going to be able to drive through and walk through on their own, just on their own time. They just can't do it with their child.
Okay.
Carol, what day is that?
It's next Friday.
Okay.
It should be the 14th, right?
14th. And that was my other question, because I attended one of the national relay things, and was it originally scheduled for the week prior at any time, or am I just going crazy? Because I wrote it down because I was thinking, that's going to be my daughter's graduation, but it is the 14th starting.
Yeah,
okay.
It starts on the 14th. I'm not sure. The last one we did was the national kickoff, which was a few months ago.
I just attended one of the meetings. There was like 3-4 people there, but it was one of the national meetings. I think I just attended just to kind of see what was going on. But
yeah, if they changed the date, I didn't know it, because when they announced it to me, it was the 14th.
Yeah.
But and for anyone that doesn't know, Kara, what's your school?
McGee's Crossroads Elementary School.
There you go.
And we've had it's been a little bit of a rough year. We have 3 students that have had leukemia. Well, 2 students that have had leukemia, and one that had kidney cancer when he was younger. The boy Drew that I've talked to, I mean, I've shared for many years at our relay meetings. He is now a 5th grader, and he attends our school. He used to attend another school in Johnston County, but he's struggling a little bit now, and I think he's realizing just what he went through. And I think he's starting to understand, because he was the 1st and 2nd grader, so I don't know if he really understood. I think he is, because of all the medication, some changes going on with his body, but I think he's just starting to realize just what he went through. So he's having a hard time. We had a leukemia fundraiser
with Heroes for Hero Squad. And so I just, if y'all don't mind, just kind of saying a prayer for Drew. To see, I'm not sure if he'll want to do our survivor walk. I don't know if he really wants kids to know just what he went through.
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I will say I've got, there's a kid in my church group that he battled cancer when he was little. And now like he's doing great on cancer free, but he's the bigger kid now because of the drugs and everything that he had to go through for his treatment. He's, so much bigger than all the other kids in his class, and it has been an issue for him. But I will say, like, when they don't want to usually talk about it, but I would definitely encourage it, because if the kids knew their story, less likely that they would pick on him for something like that.
True. Yeah. His mom actually happened. Yeah, his mom actually is now working at our school. I just know, like, and she's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, he wanted to stay in her classroom every day. And she's like, this is not like him. And I said, well, this is about the time we're starting to relate and the leukemia. And I just think he's hearing all that. And, he's just at that age, getting ready to go to middle school, which is always a hard age anyway. But yeah, I'll continue to encourage him. We've got a teacher too that, just kind of kept her cancer to herself, because it is hard understanding how to share with kids. So I asked her, I was like, are you going to participate in our survivor walk? And she's I'm undecided yet, because not everybody knew. So and I understand, because it is hard to explain to kids and they don't understand, but yeah,
and there's a resource that's how to talk to kids about cancer. Let me see if I can find that for you, Kara. And I'll get that to you.
Yeah, our other one, my student that I had a couple of years ago that had leukemia, she's homeschooled this year. But all the doctors said Drew was fine to come back. And so at first we thought maybe it's because of all, worried, okay, what happens if he gets COVID, all this, but I don't think it's anything with that. I just think he's kind of realizing just what he went through. And but yeah, I'm sure, like, his mom she continues to come to my room for just things that I think would help him. But yeah, I would appreciate that resource.
Yep, and I will get that. If I can find it really quick, I'll put it in the chat as well.
Okay.
Well, it's on our Schools versus Cancer website. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to put it in the chat. The Schools versus Cancer site, I'm going to put in the chat now. And if I find it, I will email it to you as soon as I can find it.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, we've been sharing a lot of that during our morning announcements. A lot of the stuff on Schools versus Cancer.
Anything else anybody wants to share?
I'm excited. I just found it, so I'm going to pop the link in the chat for you, Karen.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a really good resource. There you go. Sorry, and yeah, I was interrupting you back.
It's okay.
Does anyone else have anything? And I'll definitely show how to connect the Facebook fundraiser still, if anyone wants to see that.
All right. Well, that is all that I had for now. So I'm so glad y'all hopped on tonight, and hopefully people got a little bit of information. They're set to go, and we'll we have our next meeting is June.
It should be the 3rd.
June 3rd. Thursday, and we have 2 in June, one at the beginning of the month and one at the end. So
location to be determined.
And location to be determined. Yeah. So
yeah.
But hopefully we'll be able to see each other in person, which will be exciting. So we'll keep
just look like this.
Yeah. Yeah, part of like that.
Not if we're outside.
Not if you're
It's true,
outside.
not
Yeah,
if we're outside.
you don't have to. Yeah.
That could be the better part of just saying, hey, we'll meet in the parking lot or at the football stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
wouldn't
spend
have
a
to
lot of times outdoors. We do class outdoors. We're outdoors a lot because we don't have to wear our mask anymore outdoors.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference.
Mhm. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the recording.
All right.